Go to college. Get a degree. Get a great job. It seems simple, but with the soaring cost of higher education and growing student debt, more and more high school students are starting to wonder, is college worth it? More than 5,000 U.S. high school students attempted to answer that question when they competed for over $120,000 in scholarship prizes in the 10th annual Moody's Mega Math Challenge.
Math modeling is basically taking what we already know and applying it to something that's affecting us today.
The goal of the M3 Challenge is to encourage students to study and pursue careers in science and mathematics by giving them the opportunity to solve real-world problems under real-world constraints.
Solving problems quickly in a team setting is what most people do for a living. So this kind of exercise, I think, is a perfect one to prepare kids for what they're going to be doing in the future.
This year's problem required students to consider the value of higher education by using math modeling to quantify everything from type of degree to student debt to quality of life issues and happiness.
As a mathematician, I'm constantly looking at the world through that lens. And so I was a college freshman 10 years ago, and now I'm a college professor and I have kids, and so I look at it in terms of where was cost in higher ed, what is it now, and what is it going to be in the future.
We're all getting ready to go to college, and this problem we did just a couple of days before our first college acceptances came out. So it was already a topic that was on our mind, so it really spoke to us.
Much like an industry, there are time limits. They walk in here, no clue as to the problem, and then in 14 hours, here's a nice 20-page paper. It's very impressive that they accomplish that in the limited time that they're given.
You start out in the morning, you're kind of figuring out the problem, doing some research. In the middle of the day, you're really working hard, trying to make those equations. And then the rest of the day is really spent fixing those equations and applying them and figuring out if they really work.
The teamwork aspect is very important. With only 14 hours, you really need to be able to distribute the load, have trust in your teammates, and know that they can do what they need to do.
More than 1,100 solution papers were submitted during the challenge weekend in March. After weeks of review by panels of PhD-level mathematicians, 6 finalist teams were invited to present and defend their solutions at the Moodys Foundation headquarters in New York.
We used mathematics to determine how much debt an individual would accrue, depending how much a loan they had to take out, how much their family would contribute. So it's really using math to analyze all the variables and figure out what's really happening.
We learned income substitutes for happiness and vice versa. And we took that into account. We added them together to really determine the financial value of happiness.
What our results found is that obviously a STEM degree is worth the most in your lifetime. If you pursue a STEM path, there are jobs out there.
Everything they did really came out of their heads. And that's, I think, the power of mathematical modeling. They're not remembering how to do things that they've been taught to do. They're creating the solution just from their own energies and ingenuity.
The 2015 Moody's Mega Math Challenge champions, North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics, Team 4902.
The competition is organized by the Society for Industrial and Applied Mathematics and funded by the Moodys Foundation. Since 2006, the Moodys Foundation has awarded over $955,000 in scholarships to challenge participants.
We've been doing this now for 10 years. We've gone from just being East Coast based to covering all the way through the Midwest, and we hope very soon to be shore to shore.
Moody's Mega Math Challenge is a very unique and interesting way for us to support students who are just beginning to think about what their careers might be, and an opportunity for us to be visible with a very different group of people than we ever would in our normal business activities.
Anytime a student gets to meet a professional outside of an educator, it's valuable because it's exposure to a world that they have never seen before.
I really like the Moody's Mega Math Challenge in terms of the type of problems that they do. They are so relevant to what the students are interested in. The students really jump into it the moment they open it up. It's like, all right, here we go.
I had the privilege of reading some of the student feedback from this year's competition. And I remember one comment from a student saying, I know what I want to do with my life now.
I thought it was fun. It was exciting to be able to work together as a team and really make something that we're all so proud of.
I think all of us are really considering mathematics as career options, and I think just coming here and experiencing corporate America, it's just an amazing experience that I'm never going to forget.